Hallelujah. The issue of gratitude is an important aspect of our lives as Christians, even as human beings. And a whole lot of people do not understand that. And as a result, you see uh, some blessings that comes through gratitude is not coming to them because we are not engaged in gratitude. Now, I want to read something from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 19. And from them we go out praise, from them we go out praise, and the sound of laughing, and I will make them great in number, and they will not become less, and I will give them glory, and they will not be small. Now, gratitude is a must in our life as Christians. Thanksgiving, however you want to put it, is a must in our life. And God expects us to come before Him daily with a heart full of gratitude, with a heart full of thanks. That is what God expects from us every day of our life. As a Christian, but whosoever you are, God expects, but more as a believer. Now, what is gratitude? What is thanks? We say it is gratitude expressed. You are happy about this, you express it. That is thanksgiving. You express yourself, say, I'm very happy for this thing you have done for me. Thank you so much. All right. So it's important we express our thanks, we express our gratitude to God, tell Him how much we love Him, how much we appreciate the gift of life, the gift of health, the gift of our faculties. You can go on and on to mention everything that God has done for you. And any day you settle down, despite what you are going through, to count your blessings, it will always shock you what the Lord has done. Glory to Jesus Christ. Now, why is it that some people do not find it necessary or convenient to appreciate God? Why do some people fail to appreciate God, especially when Thanksgiving is being called for? Number one is that you check their life, they check their life, there's no present act of God. Maybe there's no immediate blessing of God that put them in a state of shock. Let's say there's nothing like, for example, maybe there's nothing like maybe they got a job, they got a car at the moment we're talking about Thanksgiving. So when you call people, because a lot of people believe that Thanksgiving is an emotional act, it is part of it, but that's not the only thing. Because a lot of people, when you give people like 2 million naira, they'll go ahead and say, "Thank you for giving me 2 million naira." They'll be happy. So when you call for Thanksgiving and there's no immediate act of God, there's no blessing that is new in their life, they don't see any need to appreciate God. Number two is that they have forgotten the goodness of God. Oftentimes when we find ourselves in a tight corner or we are going through things, we always come to God to ask God for mercy, to ask God for help. If somebody say, "Father, you can do this thing for me. If you do this thing for me, I'm going to appreciate you. I'm going to revere you. I'm going to worship you. I'm going to do this." They make that promise to God. And God honors His word over their lives. And God did it for them. And maybe because of one thing or the other, they could not appreciate God at that time. Not that they do not want to appreciate God. And oftentimes people don't even bother to come and say thank you. Now, they did not do it that time. And when time has elapsed, the feelings, the joy that act of God brought in their life has just gone down. And with it, they have forgotten that they made a vow of thanksgiving to God. They have forgotten. And that's why the service say, "Forget not His mercies, forget not His goodnesses upon your life." The Lord has been so good. Forget not. Remember when you are looking for admission, the university. Remember when you are trusting God for marriage. Marriage was everything. All your friends were leaving. And you need to get married because it's becoming shameful both to you and to your family for whatever reason. And you went to God in the place of prayers, and God answered you, but you have forgotten. Then when you got married, you thought you were going to conceive, and the first year nothing happened. The second year, you stood again and you prayed, you cried and said, God, that people may know that I'm a woman. Your husband said that they may know that I'm a man. And God saw your tears. God came through. But you have forgotten. You have forgotten when you're on the road, you are under attack. And you have concluded you are going home that day. But God stepped in and said, no, you are not going anywhere. I'm going to deliver you. Remember when you were sick unto death, or someone you know was sick unto death, and you cried to God, and God answered you. Many people have forgotten. They have forgotten. When you wrote JAM, when you wrote WAEC, when you went for the interview, you were panicking. You never knew you were going to succeed, but God did it for you, but you have forgotten. So forgetfulness is one of the reasons why people don't appreciate God. Number 3, the emotional aspect of what God has done has waned. You know, like I've said it before, if you give somebody like 200 million, there's an emotion that comes with it. Wow. They will say thank you. They will appreciate you. They will say, wow, what have you done? Wow, wow, wow. That's them. And I say, who will not appreciate? Who will not say thank you at that moment? But immediately that emotional aspect goes down. Some people don't see reasons. Like I will say, maybe something happened on Wednesday or Thursday. A lot of people were happy about it. By Sunday, the emotion the art is still there, but that feeling has gone. You see a lot of people, they don't feel like appreciating God again. God delivered you. That time you are panicking, you are saying thank you, Jesus. And you need to come and appreciate God before the brethren with heart full of gratitude and with the things of thanksgiving. But because the feelings are no longer there, the fear is no longer there, the joy is no longer there, you are nowhere to be found. Number 3, the voice of the people, what people might say. We live in a world where people can criticize anything. And some people don't even know what works for them. And they allow people to discourage them from what works to them, especially when it comes to our faith. See somebody who has experienced the goodness of the Lord. And moreover, now that a lot of people are trying to reactivate idolatry, you see somebody who has benefited from the Lord. You see someone who the Lord has blessed. Wow. Because of what people are going to say, they will refuse to come for thanksgiving. And oftentimes you surround yourself with people that ask you, why are you appreciating God? When you surround yourself with people that sees this thing as this what you are going to give to another man that did nothing for you. They see it from that point of view. They see it, why are you giving this person? Why are you going? This person have no. It's not about the pastor. It's about you appreciating God that have done something for you. I see some people say, if I give this thing, if I did this, if I do this thing the way I want to do it, people are going to call me a fool. People are going to say all manner of things. I see people that are supposed to appreciate God going back because of what people are going to say. Maybe family members, maybe close friends, relatives, and rest of them. But you know for sure that it was God you cried to, and He answered you, and He heard you. Glory to Jesus Christ. Number 5, immediate condition of lack of resources. Let's say a church is having year-end Thanksgiving, but you had the intention of appreciating God. And then something happened. At the time of this Thanksgiving, you are not with cash. Now, I don't know how you were raised, and I've served God for quite some time now. I've gone through circles repeatedly, so I can tell you, maybe I've been in lack and I succeeded, been in lack, succeeded. So I can tell you there were acts that consistently brought me out of some certain situations. Anybody can say anything, but that is my conviction. That is what I've experienced. My pastor told me, and I heard a pastor saying, say that when God has blessed you financially, maybe in your joy and because of needs around you, you use the money to solve problems, to buy the things you need. So they said to us that if you come to a point you found out that there is no cash in your hand, say reconvert those things you invested money into and use it to appreciate God. See, if you understand your relationship with God and you know that God is part of your business, a partner with you, you can't give him reasons. Because we cannot be partners and we made money. You're not telling me about your need, why I should forfeit my own part of it. If you get to that point and there's no money in your hand to appreciate God, brothers and sisters, convert. What shall I render unto the Lord? Convert those shoes to cash. If you feel you cannot use it to appreciate God. I'm not saying you should give to me, but I'm telling you, if Thanksgiving is essential, it's essential. If it's not essential, it's not essential. And a lot of people, because of what people are saying, they are now trying to say you can or you may or you may not. There's nothing like that. Gratitude is a universal language. Unless God is not part of what we are doing. Gratitude is not something that you should legally. But you know that gratitude have closed doors for ingratitude have closed door for you. Now something that a legal have done. Somebody did a favor for you. You did not come for Thanksgiving and he said, never again in my life will I do so and so for you and any of your type. So even if there's no resources in your hand, go out of your way to do it. It's a spiritual thing, unless you have another theory about it or you have another way to explain it. But to me as a person, I understand that gratitude and thanksgiving is a must. Is a must. And somebody say, what if I'm not able to do it that time? Okay, you can still do it next time, but it's important you join all that because okay, God bless you. Now, the next one is negative comparison. That's one of the reasons why some people do not appreciate God. Negative comparison. They were happy for what God did in their life until they asked another person. They found out that God did like times 20. And in their judgment, they are better than that person. They were happy that God gave them 3 cars, 4 cars, 5 cars, until they heard that somebody else bought a sheep. And they were immediately they were like, God, you are not fair to me. How can you give this person this and give? Now, why the devil is showing you those things? The devil is not telling you others that you overtook. The devil was not telling you about others that died, others that suffered all kinds of misfortune. Say, God did not do for me like he did for the other person. And you see the person, they are not appreciating God. Sometimes the comparison is the other guy that God did for, what did he do to God? I can't give more than him because after all, he was more blessed than me. That is it. You see somebody who's supposed to appreciate God, not appreciating God.